purposeful nudge introduces engineering behavior for field services to reduce cognitive load based on the framework in Field Services Rewired.
To understand why artificial intelligence often fails in the field, you have to look at the environment where it is actually deployed. A technician is usually on a ladder, dealing with a sparking machine and a ticking clock. At corporate headquarters, management designs workflows assuming a pristine, linear sequence of events. They create clean, standard operating procedures that look perfect on paper. But under the stress of an actual service call, those official procedures fall apart. Technicians inevitably build up process debt. These are the hidden workarounds, the skipped approvals, and off-the-record favors used to keep operations running when official rules slow them down. To identify this debt, organizations use day-in-the-life observation, or DELO. Take a look at this diagram. It represents the flawless corporate workflow management imagines is happening, but watch what happens when we map the reality of the field on top of it. Technicians bypass heavy documentation, relying on memory or video calling peers. The real work happens outside the system. Rolling out a new AI tool on top of this shadow network does not solve the underlying friction. It merely takes broken processes and automates them at scale. Before a single line of code is written or a new device handed out, an organization has to define a strict operational standard for how its people should behave under pressure. The Disney Institute solved a similar problem years ago by translating their broad mission into 4 actionable priorities: safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. These clear anchors gave their cast members an immediate guide for tough situations. In field services, you build this using a framework called the Service Standard Ladder. It breaks a broad value down into 3 concrete steps: the guiding principle, the specific observable behavior you expect, and the exact moment, the consistency trigger, when that behavior is required. By establishing this baseline first, an organization defines the specific set of actions that determine success when pressure peaks. A technician no longer relies on panic instinct. They follow a repeatable path toward resolution. Once the behavioral standard is set, the next step is stripping away the process debt. We start with a rule simply called kill the form. This is a mandate to aggressively audit the workflow and eliminate any step that does not reduce risk or trigger an immediate action. Redundant manager approvals, duplicate data entries, and inputs meant solely for compliance are cut out entirely. Look at this standard diagnostic form. It forces a technician to manually type 10 variables while stabilizing a site. Watch the shift. The technician takes a single photo. AI automatically extracts the serial number, model, and fault data. You have to simplify the work before you automate it. Shrinking the technician's cognitive load is the only way an AI tool becomes useful, rather than burdensome in a high-stress environment. To build tools that work at that critical moment, technology must align with the 2 systems of human cognition, a framework established by Daniel Kahneman. When a routine emergency strikes, technicians rely on System 1 thinking, fast, automatic instincts. To support this, the software must provide System 1 nudges. These are push-based, immediate alerts where the default option is the right one. This requires strict adherence to the 2-minute rule. Any System 1 interaction with an AI has to be operable with one hand, and the entire task must be completed in under 120 seconds. But when a technician encounters a novel, highly complex problem, fast instinct is not enough. They have to slow down and engage their calculative judgment. This requires System 2 nudges. Consider this traditional warning. A flashing red box is easily dismissed. System 2 nudges replace Mori's with smart disclosure. They outline exact safety sequences and provide statistical proof. 85% of senior tax resolved this fault by replacing the relay. When you engineer these nudges to match the specific cognitive pressure of the moment, the AI stops acting like a rigid enforcer. It becomes an empowering, strategic partner that strengthens the technician's expertise. Ultimately, an AI platform's survival depends entirely on whether the field technician trusts it. Technical capability means nothing if the workforce refuses to use it. You build that reliance by engineering a trust loop. The AI suggests a potential fix, the technician physically validates that suggestion on the machine, the downtime is reduced, and that positive outcome reinforces the technician's trust in the system for the next call. A technician performs trust work. Beyond repairing the physical machine, they must actively secure the user's confidence in the resolution. In this model, they are trust architects. To de-escalate a tense situation, organizations train teams using the neuroscience-backed SCARF model. This framework focuses on protecting a customer's sense of status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness during the interaction. If a technician perfectly repairs a server but leaves the customer feeling ignored, powerless, or uncertain about the future, the operational success is entirely erased by the emotional failure. Traditional field service metrics fail to capture the human element. They track raw speed and policy compliance, leaving emotional frustration invisible to management. Look at this service level agreement dashboard. Every metric for speed and compliance is glowing green. Industry calls this the watermelon effect. Perfectly green on the outside, but split it open and the core is deep red, filled with data revealing severe customer frustration. To fix this blind spot, organizations are shifting to experience-level agreements, or XLAs. These prioritize empathy ratings and emotional closure over how fast a technician can close a ticket. Building a behavioral operating system ensures that field services don't just close tickets, they stabilize the customer's experience.
For more insights, subscribe to Purposeful Nudge and start rewiring your field services organization today.